Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. It's time to be prepared, Summit County. That's why Johnny Coca is here, and we're going to be talking fire prevention. He is a fire prevention specialist, so the right guy to have when you need him, and we need him. It's amazing how many people don't really take the time to establish with their family exit strategies and plans for their home in case of a fire, because it is a very real risk. A lot of electricity in your home, you have a lot of other things that could cause a fire, and you got to have a plan.
True, but I mean, it's understandable. People don't envision fires happening in their lives. It's not part of their plan, you know. And but we do have a lot of things in the home that are sources of heat, so they're sources of ignition, and we use them every day, and they don't burn our houses down. So we kind of forget that that potential is there, but it's real, and it's there.
Now, one thing that my dad did, and this is one of the things you and I are going to talk about, he was a fireman. I come from 20 generations of firemen from New England, and of course from England itself as well, is that my dad, when he did a fire drill with us, just told us where the rally point was, and then didn't bother to tell us how we were getting out of the house.
Okay.
And then stood in the one place that we thought we were going to go, one that made sense, the hallway, with a big thing that looked like fire, a crepe paper, and stood there and said, "You can't go this way." Right?
He set smoke in the hallway, but that's a great idea, actually.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And it was shocking. I was like 6, you know, like,
how'd you do?
I don't know what to do.
Did you get out?
I figured a way out.
Okay.
6-year-olds are, you know, they've got the ingenuity, but I think the thing is that we got to remember, in the real fire, smoke and things like that that's gonna bring your survival rate down if you don't have the plan in your head.
Absolutely, because when emotions are heightened, your thinking is clouded. You know, sometimes the fight or flight works in your favor, but not always. If you have just 1 or 2 touchstones, if they have 1 or 2 catchwords to remember, oh, I know 2 ways out. I know this way and that way. You know, if they have just heard of it before. I'm not suggesting that families go to the extreme that your dad did.
Yeah, it's not necessary to do all of that.
But you remember it, right?
Yeah.
So if you do something in a way that they'll remember, that they need to find out more than one way out. But one thing that he did say was, you need a rally point.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of positives about that. The worst thing that can happen as a parent is you do get out, and now your teenage son or daughter isn't there, and you don't even know if they really got it.
Maybe they're in the backyard. You don't know.
Yeah. So a couple things to remember is, even though we don't think about it and we don't like to think about it, it's important to think about it ahead of time. And so Park City Fire District, you know, we want to make sure that people it's Fire Prevention Month. So you don't have to think about it every day for the month, but sometime during this month, if people in their own homes start thinking about things that they can do in the house, like your dryer is a source of heat, and I've been to a lot of dryer fires.
Oh, it's amazing, so those lint traps.
You want to take the lint out because you want your dryer to work well, but it also is a danger to leave your lint in there.
Yeah.
And also cooking. Cooking is very, you know, people are not paying attention to what's happening. Even a toaster. Yeah. Toasters are usually under the wood cupboards. Yep. So if a little fire starts in your toaster, it could really catch your kitchen on fire quickly. Wow. And then, you know, communicating with your kids and family members about knowing 2 ways out ahead of time. Yeah. And then a rally point. Those are really the most important things.
Let's talk about smoke alarms, because this is really important. We found there's been some studies that say that, smoke alarms, they don't last more than 10 years regardless of whether you change the battery. Right. And also that for children, the typical beeping smoke alarm, not really a great choice. There's many others that seem to be better, including the talking alarms. Right?
Yes, and the thing about smoke alarms is they are not expensive.
Right.
So if there's if there's an old one, it's so easy to replace it that it's kind of ridiculous not to do that. And I do think that, just like speaking to your children about what to do if they hear the smoke alarm, if they see you test the smoke alarm and they understand what it sounds like, I do think that step being taken will mitigate them not understanding what that is. Like the new smoke alarms are good to look into. You know, sometimes they are a little more expensive if they do fancy things, but the most important thing about a smoke detector is that you have one. Yeah. The second most important thing would be that the placement is in the proper place. And if you have any questions about smoke alarms, where to put them, it's easy to peruse the Park City Fire District website, pcfd.org.
Everything you need to know is right there.
Probably, or it's one step away, you know, if you're on that website. the answer's not there, the way to contact us is there, and then you can ask.
All right. Well, this is all good information. We're going to bring you back sometime to talk about being ready to get out of your house. Like, what things do you need in case there's a big fire that's outside of your home that's threatening it.
Outside coming in, that's right.
That's a scary situation.
That's a different game right there.
Well, as a structural guy, that was very helpful information. I sure appreciate you as always.
Hey,
that's good stuff.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely.
Really.
There will be more opportunities for us to be prepared, and certainly this is the month to think about fire, as it's Fire Prevention Month. Take, as Johnny mentioned, one day this month to think about what you'll do and make sure that your family is prepared. Get them together, get a plan, make sure you have that rally point, make sure you have all the smoke alarms, make sure the batteries are good. And if they've been in that house longer than 10 years, or they're starting to change color, the plastic looks different, it's not white anymore, they got to go. Those sensors don't work anymore. Much more to come here on the Mountain Morning Show right after this.